How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another week. It's been a cold one. So just a quick update. As you might expect, there's some of our numbers this week that were a little down, but new listings was not one of them. So in terms of new listings, we had 3,167 new listings. That is 18% more than we had the same time last year. Okay, that is still crazy growth. 18%. And anything you do is, it is successful. It is as good as it gets, just about. Like, no one can hope for 18% growth, but we've got it here in the Houston market. So again, I'm going to reiterate what I said last week. Anybody who tells you that the market is down, that it's slow, that it's not a great time to buy, there are 3,167 people who are disagreeing with you. Those people are wanting to sell their houses and maybe upgrade, maybe move on to another city because job changes. Most people absolutely move in the summer months because they don't want to move their kids during the school year, and I get that. But life happens, and sometimes you just have to pack up your stuff and go because duty calls, whether that be your job or a new family situation. Life happens, and sometimes you just got to make that move. So if that's something you've been considering, know that now is a great time to start reaching out to a realtor that you trust and asking about what the market's looking like, what listings are looking like, if there's anything in the market right now that matches up with your needs. It's a great time to reach out to a lender that you know and trust to get pre-approved. That's a huge first step in getting ready to be buying a home. And there are some tips and tricks to that I will absolutely get into in a later video, or you can call or text me when it's convenient for you, and I'd love to walk you through that process. But there's some ways to do it that will save you literal thousands over the life of your mortgage. So yeah, absolutely reach out to me for that info. Now, I know we're only 3 weeks into the new year, but this is the first week that we've been down in closings. Now, not by a considerable amount, we're down by 5.1%. That's not a huge deal when you're talking about 1,000 homes that are being closed on last week. So yes, closings have gone down a smidge, but new listings, like I said, way up. So I would suspect that the closing numbers would be following that very shortly. Now, in terms of new showings that have happened, there were over 35,000 showings last week with crappy weather. That's basically flat for the same week last year. It's 0.6% up. So up is up, but basically flat. And I gotta let you know that versus last year, from this point forward, just up and up and up. The market really starts picking up right now in terms of showings. It really does. I've got the data that I'll put right here. And you can see for yourself that every year, showings start really skyrocketing from this moment forward. So don't be sitting on your hands any longer than you have to. If you're ready to buy, even if you're just thinking about it, reach out and let's talk about it. Let's see what your options are. Let's see if it's a realistic opportunity for you right now. Now, while I didn't host an open house this past weekend, there were 7,776 open houses hosted. Again, that's just the greater Houston market. That's a massive number. And then the thing that's even more exciting for me is that HAR.com listing views were up by over 20%. We're talking almost 10 million views of listings on HAR.com. I'm not talking about Zillow and Realtor.com, Homes.com, whatever, my own personal website, MarkSalesHouston.com. I'm not talking about those views. There were almost 10 million views on one website alone. So that screams to me that people are absolutely interested in real estate, and we should absolutely start seeing those showing numbers go even higher, those closing numbers go way up. All that stuff follows. This is where it starts. And so if you're one of these people that's just quietly lurking around HAR.com or any other website for that matter, checking out listings, but you haven't talked to me about it, I pay for HAR.com. So I have an incredible amount of search criteria that you don't have access to. Just reach out, let me know exactly what it is you're looking for. I can put in a housing search that is exactly catered towards you and what you need. And I can either send that to you directly or I can filter them myself, because sometimes just because it checks a bunch of boxes, it still might just be a lump of garbage until you look at it. So I'd be happy to filter through those before sending them off your way. Just let me know what you're interested in and let's get you in a house. Okay, last thing, real quick. In this week's listings that I'm most interested in, words are hard, I've included a condo. It's just a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath condo. And that's because I know that so many of the people that are watching this video, people that I know, live in apartments and just don't think that buying a house or buying a home is a realistic journey for them right now. And I'm here to tell you that you're just flat wrong. I did the math on it. If we're talking like 7% interest rates, all fees included, that's your property taxes, your HOA fees, everything, your mortgage, your interest, the whole 9 yards, we're talking like $1,000 a month for a lot of these condos that I'm looking at. At most, I mean, I found some that were like $1,300, but those we're talking like 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square foot homes. But if it's just you and a pet, or you and a partner, and you can absolutely make it work with a 1-1, the one that I've got listed here is a great option for you, especially if you're interested in living in the Memorial area. Gets you real close to the Galleria, gets you close to the medical center, all that stuff. But there are also so many others that are out there that are just like it all over town. So if you're one of those people that's looking for your next rental, and you need a 1, 2, or even a 3-bedroom, but you're just thinking about renting because you don't think you can afford a mortgage, if you've got the credit to be approved for a new rental listing, for a new lease somewhere, you've probably got the credit to be approved for a mortgage. Does that surprise you? Also, if you can afford the rent that these people are charging you, you can also probably afford to buy a similar condo or townhouse. There's a lender that I work with, actually a number of them, that as long as it's a townhouse, so not a regular like an apartment size deal, but I'm talking 2-3 stories and you've got people on either side of you, that can absolutely qualify for what's called a 103% loan. So it covers your down payment, it covers your closing costs. You don't have to come up with a penny. It's all covered and wrapped up into that loan. Now, if that's something you want to talk to me about, I'm definitely game for that too. So if that sounds interesting for you, reach out. I'd love to talk. Y'all have a great week.